Okay, welcome to the canoe training video. Is that lame or what?
It's perfect.
Perfect. Love it.
Okay.
Keep going.
So this is being videotaped for those who are not here today, so you don't miss out on this valuable information. Okay. And we got some backdrop entertainment in the back of us here. Hopefully that doesn't break your concentration too much. Okay, but first of all,
took away all my concentration.
First of all, the thing that you want to know and be prepared for most is sun protection. Okay, sun exposure is going to be your biggest problem out there, especially those who are light complected. You get burned easy, Eric?
The nose, yeah.
Okay. Now, sunscreen, of course, everyone assumes that sunscreen is what you need.
Yes.
This is good. However, I recommend being more prepared because you're going to be in the sun all day, and if you happen to miss a spot, you could get severely burned and you're going to be miserable. So I suggest covering your entire body with a hat, with a brim, okay, like this, all the way around, or a baseball cap and like a bandana, okay? A lightweight shirt that goes all the way down, a long sleeve shirt, okay? This is a shirt that is designed to dry out fast. However, any long sleeved, lightweight, button-down collar shirt will work great. In fact, I suggest a lightweight white shirt because it's not going to absorb a lot of heat. Because it could be warm there. And then a lightweight pants or stretchy pants, like a pair of gym. What are these things called? Gym what?
Trainer
Sweatpants.
pants.
Okay.
Scrub,
Would be good.
Scrub bottoms are good.
Okay, scrub bottoms would be great, but something that's going to keep your legs warm because you're going to be sitting in your boat like this, and the top of your legs are going to get fried unless you have something to cover them. And I would also, except if you're in a kayak, you may be okay, but your arms or your face could get fried. Also, the feet. When I go canoeing, I wear shoes and socks because you're going to have to jump out of that boat from time to time onto rocks, and you're going to want some stable shoes to handle the rocks in that river bottom. Okay. Now, if you want to bring some flip-flops or sandals, that's great, but I would bring shoes too because you may want to change into those. Okay. Now, gear for the canoe. If you go to the rec store, okay, the sporting goods store, and you say, I'm going on a canoe trip, they're going to say you need some dry sacks, okay, and they'd be right. In fact, that's what the industry standard is dry sacks. Okay, and they'll say, take that dry sack and snap it to your boat. Okay, like this. Now, that works good because if you tip your boat, all your gear is going to stay with your boat.
What if you lose your boat?
On the San Rafael trip I went on last week, there was a man and a lady who tipped their boat, and everything that was in that boat, I'm sure, was scattered all over the river. Okay, so you want something that's going to be secure. However, what I suggest and what I do from experience is this: I don't like putting a bunch of stuff in my boat because you have a bunch of loose stuff in your boat that's going to flop back and forth. I like to take my stuff and put it in these dry sacks and put it in my backpack. Okay, and here's why. All my stuff will be in one place, and the stuff that's in my dry stacks will stay dry. So you want to put your sleeping bag in there, an extra pair of clothes, pajamas, anything you want to keep dry, make sure it's in a dry sack. Other things can get wet. You know, your tent, It's okay if that gets a little wet. I wouldn't bother putting that in a dry sack. Okay. Also, the other reason why I like to put stuff in this backpack is when you camp for the night, you're going to park your boat on the shore, of course, and you're going to need to carry your gear to the place you want to pitch your tent. That could be a few hundred feet away. So that's why I like to put everything in my backpack, and then everything's in one place, just like in one place and where I know it's at when I go backpacking. Okay, now, so how do we keep this dry? What I like to do is this. I like to use these tubs. This is a tub that's about 17 inches tall, 32 inches long, and about 18 inches wide. Okay, and that will fit right in my canoe like that. Then I take my backpack
And you put it on the outside.
and I stuff it right on the inside like that.
Oh.
Okay, now the benefit of this is any water that gets in the canoe and sloshes back and forth, it's not going to get my gear wet. And I guarantee you that you're going to get water in your boat.
And all of us Yahoo scouts that toss water in his boat.
Yeah, then
His
you're going to
gear will
have
still stay
more
dry.
water in your boat, okay? Then you take a strap, you strap this tote down to your boat, so if it tips, your tote stays with your boat, and all your gear stays with your boat.
Put a tongue twister.
And then you just grab your boat and,
Say what you want.
yeah, is that a tongue twister? Okay. So, that's what I recommend. From my own experience, that's what I like. Now, of course, you're going to need a life jacket. A cute girly one like this, okay,
Eric, it's yours.
is recommended.
I think Brett should use it.
Okay. As far as gear, you know, anything that you would take on a backpacking trip, bring on a canoe trip. Okay.
It's a lot of stuff.
Although you can bring a few extra things on your canoe because the canoe's carrying the weight, so you could bring a cooler with perishable food in there if you wanted, at least for the first night. But the second night, your ice might be melted by then. I would have something non-perishable for the second night.
And just remember, if you hit rocks or shallow water, you will most likely pull off.
Yeah, but
So-
you'll hit some shallow water, but not that long. You might come up to some rocks. You might have to get out of your boat, pull your boat over the rocks, and then you'll be able to get back in. Okay.
Right on.
Wet socks does not sound like a good idea again.
Yeah, so that's why you want shoes, because you're going to have to get out of your boat, walk on rocks, pull that boat off the rocks, and then get back in.
I don't think my shoes are going to protect my socks from the water.
Well, your socks will be wet. So you want to have an extra pair of socks that you can change into at camp. Okay? In fact, I suggest having an extra pair of clothing that you can change into in camp so you don't have to sleep in wet clothing, and certainly dry clothing for your sleeping bag. Now, as far as first aid stuff, anything you would take on a backpacking trip, bug repellent. I didn't see mosquitoes when I was there, but there were lots of bugs that kind of would fly around your head, okay? Your first aid kit, anything that you need, any medications, okay? And another thing that I suggest taking, oh, there goes all my Band-Aids, is, oh, it's in here actually, is lotion, okay? I guarantee you your hands are gonna get, there's lots of mud there, and your hands are gonna get white, or dry and gross, okay? This right here, San Rafael silk, okay? It's very awkward to get all over your hands, so I suggest bringing some lotion, okay? Now, as far as what to bring food-wise, really anything goes. Anything that you think you can keep cold, you can bring it. If you don't think you can keep it cold, bring something that's non-perishable. As for water, everyone should bring 2 gallons of water. Okay, and I suggest a cooler, and then some bottles that you can pour this water into and keep near you as you're paddling. Okay. The leaders are going to bring some extra water. I'm going to bring some extra water in this. It's safe, so if it tips out, it's not going to get contaminated by the river water. Okay. I would also try to, I would also strap these to the boat. So bring enough straps to strap all your gear to the boat. Okay. Now last, let's talk about some river etiquette. Okay. There are lots of rivers that require a permit to float them. And a big part of that is one, overuse. Two, people are not taking care of their bodily fluids correctly. And so there is toilet paper that's left on the ground that people can see, okay, and whatever else goes with that. So land managers are requiring people to carry out their bodily fluids. Okay. However, not on this section of the San Rafael. We don't need a permit. That's not required. But we want to make sure that we're not part of that problem, so that land managers don't start to regulate this section of the San Rafael. So you need toilet paper and a potty shovel, okay, and something to start the decomposition process of decomposing the toilet paper and everything that goes with it. Okay, I suggest water. So you take care of business, you put your paper in a hole, you pour some water in there, okay, and you stir it up until that paper is just part of the sand and the other stuff. Okay, first of all, before you even do that, take a walk out of the floodplain. Now think about it. Why would we do that?
So that even if you do bury it, then it could still go over that spot and you could get all your stuff into the river and contaminate it.
That's right. The river could rise, it could wash all that down, and guess what's there? Everything. And so we don't want to do that. We don't want to experience someone else's, do we?
No.
We don't want someone else to experience ours.
You're playing in the mud.
So we go take a walk, take a buddy, go take a walk, enjoy the wilderness, and find a place that is secluded, where no one's gonna what? Pitch a tent, sit down and relax,
Cook their food,
okay? Or anything like that, okay?
Like, I think
So-
we need a little bit more dirt.
In fact, on these rivers that require permit, most people take a tube like this and they glue on one of those ends that you can screw on, okay, both sides, and they put it in here, they put a strap on it, and you carry it out, okay?
Their poop tube.
Their poop tube. And we don't want to contribute to that demise, okay?
Their poop tube.
Now, last of all, you're going to generate some garbage on this trip. Okay, you're going to be sitting in your boat, and you're going to have granola bars. You're going to have, I don't know, what kind of candy you're going to bring.
A lot.
We
A lot.
dedicate this to you, Ethan.
Okay,
Don't worry, you're still with us.
this is dedicated to Ethan. Okay,
We'll look for your trail.
so you need a trash control plan. You need a trash control plan that's going to stay with the boat if this gets tipped. So what I like to do is use something like this that I can
Fanny
snap
pack.
to the boat, okay? And when I'm eating my my alligators, I can take my wrappers and stick it in here,
Old people.
okay?
Alligators.
That's old people candy. What candy do you eat?
Snickers.
Okay, when you eat your
Yummy.
Snickers, you're gonna need some place to put your Snicker wrapper. Put it in here, strap it to your boat. If your boat gets tipped over, your trash stays with your boat, okay? On the river that last week, I saw a bunch of trash. And a lot of that trash was probably from people who capsized their boat and all their gear just dispersed and they couldn't capture it all, okay? And that will easily happen, so we need a trash control plan on our trip. You guys have any questions?
Are there assigned boat people, or do we get to choose?
I have an assigned boat person. I'm in a kayak.
you-
It's just me.
You get to choose. You get to choose. There's 2 people per boat, but
Unless you have a kayak.
you know there might be a situation where you know someone might need to be assigned. But I would try to choose first. We have boats. There is a kayak in case we have an odd number. Okay, but that's only if we have an odd number, because we want to keep 2 paddlers in a canoe. Because if you don't have 2 paddlers, you're
What if
not
we
going to
put
be able
3?
to maneuver in the river. Now you don't want 3, and here's why. If you have a 3rd person here, and that person's sitting right here, and you're paddling, what happens when you bring this paddle over here? You whack them
my
in the
head.
head over here. So really,
That's all right. They
What
can
if
do
you
their
don't
thing.
like them?
That's their problem.
yeah.
Bah, get in the
What
water.
if it's you in the middle, Eric?
Oh, trust me, I'm not going to be in the middle.
No.
I'm going to fight for one of those end spots.
Okay.
In fact, I probably want to be in the back.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the middle guy hitting the other guy. Oh.
Yeah, the middle guy won't have a paddle. So that's the
Oh.
benefit of being in the middle, but you're going to get whacked in the side of the head.
Just maneuver around.